Guys, can you hear me? Those who are here, please comment if you guys can hear me. I'm just trying to check as well the internet speed because I just changed my location. I believe you guys can hear me because the internet speed shows that is very speed where I am now. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Because where I am now, there is no disconnection. We are going to teach proper. We move. Yeah. The devil is a liar. Now the speed is proper. The speed is proper. Can you guys hear me? Loud and clear, loud and clear. Yes, yes. I almost lost you guys. I wish I could have relocated to this site from the beginning. Let's inform others that we are back live and we are going to proceed with the session. And this time around, there is no more disconnection here. So I will be starting with the session at 20 past 10 immediately. Like now it's 17 past. At 20 past 10 I'm starting, and we are not going to sleep. Those who want to sleep, you sleep during the day. The following day again we push. Let's proceed. So we are coming soon. Let's tell others that we are back live now. The connection is proper, clean. All right. Can you guys hear me? Can we start? Can we start? Can we start? So we were on transaction number 8. We were on transaction number 8. Let's go there. And then we had to calculate discount received. We had to calculate discount received. There we go. If you guys can see the answer sheet, give me the answer quickly as we proceed. Give me the answer as we proceed right there. How much is the answer for the discount received? How much is the answer for the discount received? Can you see my screen? Can I see people participating? Hello, are you guys still there? Can you hear me? Are you still here? Can we proceed with the session? So the answer for the discount without VAT is 696 and the VAT is 104. I just want us to get done with this transaction and then we proceed. All right. Okay, I see you guys. So now as we proceed, the answer for discount received, you said, is 696. 696. And then the discount is how much there? Give me the answer for the discount. Give me the answer for the discount. Give me the answer for the discount. The answer for the discount, it's 104, right? And then let's remove these ones there. And then narration, I'm gonna give you that control is 104, ne? Right? And then narration, what do you say on the narration? The narration there is paid a creditor and received a discount. Paid a creditor and received a discount. Okay, tell those that are sleeping already we are proceeding here, we are preparing for exam, they must wake up there. Then we are done. I want us to go straight to transaction number 9 without any waste of time. We already wasted time due to network. Now I proceed to transaction number 9. Transaction number 9, they say services rendered on credit to KitKat 2000. You rendered a service, alright? You rendered a service on credit to KitKat, alright? So how many accounts are affected there? The accounts affected, okay, can you see my question? Let's see. Let me give you the question quickly. Alright, they're saying, let me just do this so that I can be able to see properly. Right, I hope you guys can see properly now. So they are saying services rendered on credit to KitKat 2000, alright? Alright. Alright, good. Now I hope you can see proper. Now they are saying services rendered on credit to KKit 2000. Services rendered on credit to KKit 2000. Alright. Accounts affected, there is going to be services rendered, debtors, and then it goes with VAT control. Are you with me? So it has got nothing to do with the sales, this one. Alright. So we have got only 2 accounts affected plus VAT control. So when you record this transaction, you got your answer sheet there. You got your answer sheet right there. You got your answer sheet right there, and then you're gonna debit debtors. You debit debtors. Debtors control. And then you credit services rendered because it's an income. Services rendered, and then it goes with VAT control. It goes with VAT control. It goes with VAT control, and then they said you rendered a service for 2000. You remember? They said you rendered a service for 2000, and then now services rendered must be without VAT. You are going to say open brackets 2000. All right. You multiply by 100. You divide it by 115. Alright, how much is the services rendered amount there without VAT? Quickly, how much is the amount for services rendered without VAT? As I'm waiting for the answer on the chat. Can I have the answer for the services rendered without VAT? Can I have people participating in this session so that we can head to the, because we've got control accounts as well, we've got financial statement. It's 1739. So 17739. Okay, and then now our VAT control is going to be 2000. You multiply by 15 divided by 115. How much is the amount for VAT control right there? How much is the amount for VAT control right there? Give me the amount for VAT control quickly. Two six one. 261, and then we have to narrate there as well. So you're gonna say services rendered on credit. All right, we rendered a service on credit, so the narration will be services rendered on credit. Services rendered on credit, and then we are done. Let's go to the next transaction, which is transaction number 10. All right, so transaction number 10, they say the bank statement showed the following. Interest on overdraft, cash handling fees, checkbook fees, and debit order for a business insurance premium. All right, so I'm going to explain to this one. Remember, on that transaction, which is transaction number 10, you have got, in transaction number 10, it's like you've got transaction. How many transactions? You've got one, which is interest on overdraft. Remember, on interest we don't charge VAT. It means like on transaction number 10, it's like we've got transaction number 10, 10.1, 10.2, and 10.3. all right, so I want us to go and record the transaction of interest. So that means interest on overdraft is the interest that you pay. So these are interest paid. So interest paid are expenses, we debit, and then we credit bank. Okay, so we're going to start with that one, number 1. So we're going to record the 1 even though they put them in the same place. Okay, so let's go to our answer sheet and record transaction number 1 in transaction number 10. Okay, so let's go to transaction number 10 there in our information there. In our answer sheet, we are going to, number 1, we are going to record interest. Maybe we can say we've got 10A. I'm gonna just say 10A. We've got transaction 10A is for interest, so you're gonna say interest paid. And then it goes with what? With bank. Remember, interest is a transaction where VAT is not applicable, so you're gonna have bank there. And then you can narrate. Okay, you can narrate after that. So narration will be interest on overdraft paid, or paid interest on overdraft. Paid interest on overdraft. Okay, that will be a narration, and then the amount there will be how much there. Let's see from the question. The amount will be 360. No VAT. VAT does not apply on interest. I hope you got that one. And then we go to the answer sheet right there. We go and record 360, and then even there 360. Okay, and then Now we are done with transaction 10A. We go to transaction 10B. Okay, transaction 10B, I'm just going to record them like that. So transaction 10B, we are going to deal with bank charges. Okay, bank charges. So bank charges, they must be VAT control. Bank charges, they must be VAT control. So meaning bank charges are your expenses. Okay, it's an expense. Bank charges are expenses. Okay, those are expenses. So you're gonna debit bank charges. Okay, bank charges, and then it goes with the VAT control. If there is any question, put on the chats. It goes with VAT control. I will respond to you. And then we are going to credit bank. All right, because all these are paid. Bank, and then narration. Narration will be paid bank charges. Paid bank charges, or bank charges paid. Paid bank charges, that's your narration. Okay, so now remember, bank, how much do you pay for bank charges? Let's go to our question and check. Our bank charges is going to be cash handling fee plus checkbook. Okay, you're going to add the two. All right, so you're going to add the two, and then that means for bank charges you're going to add the two, which is cash handling fees plus checkbook fees. Those are your bank charges. All right, so let's go to the answer sheet. Then when we get to the answer sheet, we go to the bank. There we're going to debit 280. Okay, is the amount that include VAT, meaning your bank charges here will not include VAT. So you're going to say 280, you multiply by 100, you divide by 115. Okay, and then how much is your bank charges without VAT? Bank charges without VAT, quickly. Bank charges without VAT. Bank charges without VAT. Give me bank charges without VAT quickly right there. Bank charges without VAT. Give me bank charges without VAT. Give me bank charges without VAT. Give me bank charges without VAT quickly right there. Can we all participate? Bank charges without VAT, 243. Okay, 243. So bank charges without VAT is debited, is 243. And then now we are going to calculate VAT. VAT, we are going to say 280, you multiply by 15 divided by 115. How much is the VAT there? Quickly, how much is the VAT right there? How much is the VAT? How much is the VAT? Give me the VAT now. How much is the VAT? Please give me the VAT. Can everyone participate? Can everyone participate? How much is the VAT? 37, 57. Which one is which? Onward, 57. Which one is which? Oh, the answer is 37. I hope the answer is 37. Because majority is giving me 37. So let's go to our VAT control. We're going to say the answer is 37. Alright. And then that is done with our so we also have insurance, right? Excuse me. Insurance, C. C, right? C, we're gonna have insurance there. So What does the question say about that insurance? They say debit order for business insurance premium 500. Okay, so insurance is an expense. So insurance is an expense, and VAT is applicable on this insurance. VAT is applicable on the insurance. Okay, so meaning we are going to debit insurance. We debit insurance because it's an expense, and whenever expenses incur, we debit, right? So it's gonna go with VAT control. VAT control. Okay, and then we're gonna credit bank because we paid bank. Okay, so our bank is 500, remember, is the total amount. All right, and then our insurance, there will be an amount without VAT, which is going to be 500. We multiply by 100 divided by 115. And then how much is the amount for insurance right there? How much is the insurance without VAT? How much is the insurance without VAT? Give me the insurance without VAT. And then also let's calculate VAT. VAT is going to be 500 multiply by 15 out of 115. How much is your VAT there, and how much is your insurance without VAT? Quickly. So insurance without VAT is 435. And then VAT, how much is the VAT? How much is the VAT? VAT is 65. VAT is 65. Okay, done. All right, and then you need to narrate there. What can be the narration for this one? When I say insurance premium paid. Insurance premium paid. Done. Insurance premium paid. Okay, insurance premium paid. And then let's go to the next transaction. The next transaction there is transaction number 11. All right, let's go to the question and see what does it say. What does transaction 11 say? Transaction number 11, let's go up there. Transaction number 11, they say Mr. Y is insolvent. His estate can only pay 60 cents in the rent. He owed 560. The outstanding balance should be written off as irrecoverable. So listen to me, okay? This question means this Mr. Y is owing us 560, and in each and every 1 rand of this 560, he will be able to pay 60 cents. That means 40 cents of each and every 1 rand of this 560 is going to be written off. I don't know if you get my point. Please indicate if you can get me, so that if you don't get me, I will be able to explain. I see someone says, how about book fees? Did we have book fees there? let's see. Remember, we had interest, we are done with it. We had checkbook fees, we added together with 200, that was bank charges, and then interest on overdraft was handled alone, and 500 for insurance premium was handled alone. So I don't know if, where did I miss you? But book fees is bank charges. Book fees is bank charges. So okay, they say I must repeat again. I'm gonna demonstrate. I'm gonna try to demonstrate something. Alright, so I'm gonna try to demonstrate. Listen. For example, where can I write this? Let me just scroll down to the next page. So I'm gonna do this calculation here. Let's say I'm gonna do a table so that you understand. Right, let's say for example, I'm gonna show you my screen now on the answer sheet there. All right, let's say we are here. All right, and then let's say for example, let me add another table that side. Let me do this. So let's say for example, someone is owing you. When I try to explain, don't worry. Let's say someone is owing you 5 rands, right? So meaning this 5 rand is gonna be divided into 1 rand J5, right? 1 rand, 1 rand, 1 rand, 1 rand. Okay, so if someone is owing you 5 rand, let me add another table again that side. You will understand, don't worry. So now, let's say someone, for example, I'm trying to explain that other one. For example, someone is owing you 5 rand. So that 5 rand, now I'm putting it into 1 rand, 1 rand, 1 rand. Okay, 1 rand there, another 1 rand, another 1 rand, another 1 rand again. Let me do this. So this person is going to pay. Okay, from this 5 rand that this person is owing, in each and every 1 rand, this person will pay 60 cents. Right? You are going to receive 60 rand of each and every 1 rand. That means now, if this person pays 60 cents, 60 cents is going to be 0.60. I don't know if you follow there. 0.60, 0.60. I'm just trying to demonstrate so that you understand, don't worry. Okay, and then even here, this person is gonna pay 0.60. Okay, so now that means 40 cents won't be paid. It must be written off. He can't be able to pay. It won't be paid, so it must be written off. I don't know if you get my point. So in the example that I'm giving, I'm trying to show you that, let's say this person, right, this person is owing you 5 rand. So that means 0.4 for each and every 1 rand. You cannot be able to pay it. Do you guys follow? If you follow, just comment I follow. If you don't follow, just comment I don't follow. But I'm trying to give an example in a proper manner. Okay, so now this person can only pay 60 rand, 60 cents of each and every 1 rand of the 5 rand that is owing us. All right, so when we add everything, this person can be able to pay how much there, of which if I do not have to do it like this, because remember in accounting obviously we are given 560, so there's no way we can say 1 rand for 560. We have to say, let's say we didn't have to do this, we're just going to say 5 rand multiplied by 0.6. all right, so this person is going to pay how much? Let's see, just trying to give an example so that you guys understand. I hope you guys are following. 5 times 0.6, so this person is going to be able to pay 3 rand, and then he won't be able to pay 5 times, he won't be able to pay 5 times 0.4, which is equals to 2 rands. All right, so this person, out of the 5 rand that is owing us, he's going to pay 3 rands. And how did we get the 3 rand? 5 rand times 0.60. Then this person is only going to pay 3 rand, and we are going to write the 2 rand off. I don't know if you get my point. So in the case of 560, we are just going to say 560 minus multiplied by 0.60. But let me get to the chart if you guys understand. So I don't know if you follow. I'm trying to explain. I know others they understand, others they don't understand. So I'm trying to explain in that manner, because that is why I am here. I'm here to deal with serious transactions like this. So now we are going to record that transaction. I hope that you follow. Do you guys follow? I see as Namila says, I understand. Others, do you understand? Do you follow now? Can I see people who all understand? Who did not understand that understand now? So when we record this transaction, remember we received the money from a debtor, right? And then there is credit losses. So accounts affected is going to be bank and debtors control, and also credit losses. All right. So to record this transaction, yes, that's correct. Masana says you can also say that only 60% of the amount can be paid, which means that the rest will be written off. That's correct. I agree with you right there. I agree with you right there. I see Tato says I understand. Oh, that's good. So now, thank you very much for those who are giving clarity. Like Kayla said, just times what you received by 60, by 0.60, by the amount you should have gotten. Okay, that's correct. So I hope everyone now understands. So I've got a way. That's why I said I've got a way of doing things. So I believe you guys understand. So I'm gonna remove this one. I'm gonna remove this one. We go back to our question. We answer now. All right. So now when we answer, number one, we are going to receive money from a debtor bank there. So the amount that we're supposed to receive was 560, but every rent that we are going to receive is 60 cents. So how much are we receiving there? How much are we receiving there as our bank? And then we are also going to credit what? Debtors control. We received money from a debtor. Debtors control is decreasing. Debtors control. All right. So debtors control right there. And then how much there? And then other transactions, we are going to have credit losses. Other accounts, credit losses. Credit losses. And then you're going to have VAT control. VAT control. And then you're going to again have data's control. Right, so that's how you record. And then how much is the first amount there? How much is the first amount there? 336. 336. Okay, so we're gonna say 336, and then even on the data's control is gonna be 336. And then the one that we cannot pay, or the one that you cannot pay, is 560. We multiply by 0.40. 0.40. How much there? It's your data's. How much is your data's right there? How much is your data's right there? How much is your data's? Can I see the answers quickly? 224. That's correct. 224. And then now we are going to calculate credit losses without VAT, which is going to be 224. You multiply by 100 divided by 115. And then we are also going to calculate VAT control, which is going to be 224 multiplied by 15 divided by 115. So how much is your credit losses first then? Give me amount for credit losses. Give me amount for credit losses quickly. Give me amount for credit losses. Give me amount for credit losses quickly right there. Amount for credit losses is how much? 195, and then the VAT is going to be 29. See that? And then give me amount for VAT. Give me amount for VAT. Give me amount for VAT. I saw someone says 29. Others, how much are you getting for VAT right there? The amount for VAT. The amount for VAT. The amount for VAT. The amount for VAT is 29. Okay, 29. And then now you need to narrate. When you narrate, you're gonna say insolvent estate. Insolvent estate. Insolvent estate paid 60 cents in rent, and the balance of his account and the balance of his account is written off. Done. Insolvent instead paid 60 cents in rent and the balance of his account is written off. Done. That is transaction number 11. Is there any question right there? Is there any question right there? Can we go to transaction number 12? Can we proceed to transaction number 12? Let's go to transaction number 12. Let's check what does the question say if there's no question. So transaction number 12, they say an invoice received from Good Luck Warehouse for equipment 400. So invoice is a source document that a credit transaction has taken place. Invoice indicate that a transaction or a credit transaction has taken place, right? So here when they say invoice received, meaning the invoice was received by you as a business, right, from this warehouse for equipment. That means you purchased equipment on credit. This transaction in a simple term means you have purchased equipment on credit. I don't know if you understand the transaction the way I put it. This transaction basically means you have purchased equipment on credit 400. All right, because remember I say to you, an invoice is a source document that indicates that a credit transaction has taken place. So when you receive an invoice, it means you have bought something on credit. So here it indicates that you have bought equipment on credit. So accounts affected there is going to be 2 accounts plus VAT. 2 accounts plus VAT. So to record this transaction, I hope you guys understand. Do you guys understand? Do you guys follow? Do I have to further explain or you understand? Can you put a comment? Let's communicate so that I proceed. If you guys follow, now we are going to record. So we're going to debit equipment because when we buy equipment, it means there's an increase in asset, and then this equipment goes with VAT control. All right, and then you bought on credit, so you credit creditors, which are liabilities. Creditors control. All right, so creditors control will be 400 for that equipment, the price for that equipment, which include VAT, because the transaction up there says all transactions where VAT is applicable is inclusive, or VAT is inclusive where applicable. So in this transaction VAT is applicable, therefore the amount for equipment will be without VAT, which is going to be 400. You multiply by 100, you divide by 115, and then how much then? And then you also have to calculate for VAT control, which is going to be 400 multiplied by 15 divided by 115. So how much then? How much is the amount for VAT and how much is the amount for equipment? In the meantime, as you calculate, I'll be giving you a narration. A narration can be purchased equipment on credit or bought equipment on credit. Bought equipment on credit. All right, and then how much is the amount for equipment? Give me the amount for equipment quickly. The amount for equipment is how much? The amount for equipment, can I have everyone to participate? So the amount for equipment I see they're saying is 348. 348. 348. And then the VAT there, the VAT is how much? The VAT is 52. All right, and then we are done with that one. Let's proceed to the next transaction. The narration bought equipment on credit, and then that means we are going to transaction number 13. Transaction 13. Let's go and read there. So transaction number 13, they say cash purchases of goods from T-Bone 860 received a trade discount of 3%. Okay, so now when it comes to trade discount, we don't record trade discount. Trade discount, we just minus the discount. Are you with me? And then we record. We only record or account for discount allowed, which is a discount granted on payment of debts. All right, so discount. So here accounts affected is going to be bank and trading inventory. That will go with VAT. When it comes to trade discount, we don't record it. It's not part of the transaction. It's just to indicate that it has taken place. Then what we need to do is to minus 3% from the total amount of 860. I don't know if you follow. So we only record. Okay, I see there's a question there. Let me attend to it now. No. Remember, let me clarify this. Let me clarify Tato on that one. Okay, we are crediting creditors because creditors is a liability and liabilities are increasing. Okay, and we debit. Remember, in order for you to do this thing, we must have the knowledge of the elements of financial statements, which is asset, owner's equity, liability, income, and expense. So equipment is a liability. It's not an expense. It's an asset. Equipment is an asset. Creditors control is a liability. So creditors control is increasing and it's a liability, and whenever liabilities are increasing, we credit. Then equipment is an asset. We are having more equipment into the business, therefore we debit equipment, and then it goes with VAT input that we are going to debit as well. I don't know if I answered your question. To debit and credit, you just have to have the principle and the knowledge of the elements of financial statements. I don't know if you get my point, Tato. So I'm going to proceed with the next question. Tato, you will respond. I will be with you. So now, as I was saying, we do not record trade discount. We account for it only. So to account for it, as we have 860, so we've got only two accounts affected: cash, which is bank, and then we bought goods, which is trading inventory. So when we record this transaction, let's go to our answer sheet there. When we record this transaction, we are going to debit trading inventory. All right, trading inventory. Trading inventory, it goes with VAT input, which is VAT. We're just gonna say VAT control. Okay, and then we credit bank. All right, we're gonna credit bank, and then remember, When we do this, we just have to minus 3%. When we minus 3% from 860, we're just going to say 860 multiplied by 97, because this person was supposed to pay 100%, or we were supposed to pay actually 100%, but we're going to pay 97 because we minus 3% discount. We divide by 100 there. How much is your bank? How much is your bank? How much is your bank right there? Give me the amount for bank that we're going to credit. I'm going to explain to you, Kale, don't worry. I'm going to come back to you. Oh, you see. So, in transaction number 8, it was a settlement discount. This one is a trade discount. A trade discount is where we exchange goods immediately. Alright? But a discount where it's just a trade discount is where we exchange immediately. A settlement discount is on a later stage. We need to account because we find that someone was owing you this amount, now he's paying less. Why? Then we account, we allowed a discount. I don't know if Tato and Kale you understand. And then the answer for 834. So trade discount is not discount received. Alright, 834. So we are fine there. If you guys are fine, no problem. Then we can proceed. Now you must differentiate between a settlement discount where you are paying, where someone is paying a debt or you are paying a debt, and a trade discount. I'm just repeating. A trade discount takes place immediately, but a settlement discount takes place after a while. After someone has been owing you for a while, or after you've been owing someone for a while, therefore you account for that. But this one we don't have to account for it, we just have to minus it and record what is necessary. Alright, and then let's go to trading inventory. Trading inventory is going to be recorded without VAT. So we're going to say 834, you multiply by 100, you divide by 115. Okay, and then how much is your trading inventory? How much is your trading inventory without VAT? And then also we calculate VAT control quickly without any waste of time. 834 we multiply by 15 divide by 115. How much is your VAT control and how much is your trading inventory? Can you give me the answers quickly? Danko, I'm happy that you now understand, Kale. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So how much is our trading inventory without VAT? Trading inventory without VAT. Can we all participate so that I am sure with the answers that people are giving me? Yeah, 733. Yeah, double check your calculations. So 725 is your inventory. 725 is your inventory. 725, and then your VAT is 109. Please double check, and you must know how to round off. Okay, you must know how to round off. And then narration there, I'm gonna put the narration there quickly because we need to go and attend some serious stuff there. Narration, you can say purchased inventory on credit. Okay, purchased inventory for cash, not on credit, sorry. Purchased inventory for cash. Or purchased inventory on cash. Okay, and then we are done with transaction 13. Let's go to transaction number 14. Transaction number 14. Is there any question? Are you guys following? Are you guys still there? If you follow, just comment I follow as I proceed. And if you are enjoying the session there, you can react with a love there. If you are enjoying and loving the session, you can just react there. And react with love, you can react with this, and react with whatsoever. Okay, let's proceed. The next transaction there, let's go back to the question, and then the next question is transaction 14. They say the owner borrowed 2,300 on behalf of the business and deposited it in the business account. All right, so he was not borrowing for himself, he was borrowing for the business. So it means basically the business borrowed 2,300. Okay, and on the loan like this, there is no VAT. So two accounts affected, there is going to be bank and loan. So you received money from a loan, so therefore there is what? There's an increase in loan, and there's an increase in bank as well. So loan is a liability, bank is an asset. So when you receive money from loan, you go to your answer sheet there, you debit bank because you are receiving money in a form of loan, and then you credit loan because loan is a liability. When liabilities increase, we credit loan. All right, and then how much did you borrow? 2,300 as a business. Okay, then 2,300, and then you come there, you narrate. All right, you can just say loan obtained, loan obtained. Loan obtained, or loan acquired, or acquired a loan. Okay, so that is your narration there. This one was simple, not difficult. Okay, and then let's go to transaction number 15. Transaction number 15, let's see. So transaction number 15, they say the owner borrowed in his own capacity. You see now, there's a difference between transaction number 14 and 15. They say the owner borrowed in his own capacity 4,000 from Wonder Bank and deposited it in the current account of the business. See now this is under the capacity of the owner. It's his debt, but he deposited into the business. Therefore, this is capital. Two accounts affected, there is capital and bank of the business. All right, therefore when we record this one, we debit bank. All right, we debit bank. So it's like he contributed money in the business in a form of capital. Then we're gonna say capital there. Capital is an owner's equity. Whenever owner's equity increases, we credit. Bank is an asset. Whenever asset increases, we debit. All right, and then we're gonna debit 4,000 there, right? We borrowed 4,000. Okay, 4,000, and then 4,000, and then what is the narration there? The owner contributed money as capital. Okay, the owner contributed capital. All right, simple like that, or you can just try to put your English in a proper manner there. And then let's go to the next transaction. Let's go to the next transaction. Is there any question? All right, we are good. Let's go to the next transaction. So the next transaction is transaction number 16. Transaction number 16. So let's go there. Serious transaction like this one, you must pay attention, okay? Serious transaction like that one, you must pay attention. This is a serious transaction. Are you with me? And it has got a lot of marks. Transaction number 6, they say cash sales. So cash sales, on the cash sales, there is 4 accounts affected, right? On this transaction, there's 4 accounts affected. Are you with me? There's 4 accounts affected, which is bank 1 because you sold, number 2 sales, number 3 inventory because you sell inventory, number 4 cost of sales because inventory is recorded on its own cost. Then we will account that. Did you get that? I said in transaction number 16 there is 4 accounts affected plus VAT, which is 5, right? Number 1 bank because the cash sales, number 2 you sold sales, number 3 you sold inventory, number 4 inventory is recorded on its own cost, therefore cost of sales. I don't know if you get my point right there. Do you guys follow? Do you guys understand? Do you guys follow? Do you guys understand? Do you guys follow? Do you guys understand? It's a yes or no. Yes, we understand. No, we don't understand. It's as simple as that. Can I see people who understand that? If you don't understand as well, comment so that I can be able to help you. Are you guys still there? Do you guys understand? Alright, and then now you see someone says please repeat. Yeah, well, that is why I'm asking. So let me repeat for those who does not understand. Okay, they are saying to you cash sales, just that statement, cash sales 850. So this one, there is 4 accounts affected. 4. Number 1, I'm just teaching you on how to analyze a transaction. What happened? You sold, sales is affected. Number 2, how did you sell? You sold for cash, bank. Number 3, what did you sell? Inventory. Number 4, inventory must be recorded on its own cost, therefore cost of sales. 4 accounts affected is bank, sales, cost of sales, and inventory together with VAT. I hope you got that one now. Alright, now let's go to the answer sheet. On our answer sheet, we are going to record transaction number 16. So on transaction number 16, we're going to say 16 there, and then we're going to say we're going to debit bank because we received the money as we sell, and then we are going to credit sales because it's an what? It's an income, and this income goes with the VAT control, which is VAT output. Alright, and then we are also going to debit cost of sales because it's an expense. Cost of sales is an expense. And then we are going to credit inventory because we sold. When we sell, inventory decreases, which is an asset. Whenever asset decreases, we credit inventory or trading inventory. Alright, Always all the time. You can just start by this in the exam. Before you calculate and get confused, you can start by this. Alright, so now you received how much? They said is how much? There, let's see. 850, right? 850 cash sales. Therefore, that means you received 850 in your bank. So you go to the bank, you say 850, and then for sales, you open bracket, you say 850, you multiply by 100, you divide by 115. And then how much is your sales without VAT? And then your VAT there is going to be 850, you multiply by 15, you divide by 115. How much is your sales and how much is your VAT? Quickly, let's do so. So your sales without VAT is 739, okay? 739, I see. 739. And then your VAT is how much? 739. How much is your VAT then? VAT is 111. Alright? And then when we are done here, we are going to calculate cost of sales using markup. Remember our markup. Let me just go down there. Just want to show you this quickly. I'm just gonna do calculations there. Remember, we need to calculate what? Cost of sales and trading inventory. So remember, we have got markup. Our markup, they said, is on selling price. So we are going to determine percentage is cost price is equal to markup is equal to selling price is equal to. So listen, remember, the principle of the markup says when the markup is on selling price, remember markup here, just try to explain this one. Markup here is on selling price. Okay, markup is on selling price, and then the principle says whenever markup is on selling price, the selling price is equal to 100%. Okay, and then the markup that is given there is 10%. You remember? And then meaning the cost price is going to be 100 minus 10, which is going to be 90. Alright, I'm trying to explain that transaction. 90 there. Don't know what's happening. So 90% there. Okay. So now we need to calculate what? 90%, because that's the cost. Remember, just trying to remind you markup. This is how I do it. I'm gonna say the rent value I have multiply by the percentage for the rent for the amount I want. I divide by the percentage for the rent value I have. Okay, so I'm gonna follow this formula. So the amount I have there, let's go back. I'm going to calculate cost of sales here. So to calculate cost of sales here, I'm gonna open brackets. I'm going to use what? Sales. We are going to use this one, 739. Okay, to calculate that, we're going to use 739, sales amount without VAT. Okay, so we're going to say 739, we multiply by 90 out of 100. How much is your cost of sales right there? And if there's any questions, you can put on the chat. I'll attend to it now. How much is the cost of sales and trading inventory? Can I have the answer quickly? Are you guys sleeping or are you still there? Can I have the answer if you are still there? Just respond by giving me the answer. $665, okay? That is your inventory and that is your... So remember, don't forget, you are using sales to calculate cost of sales. Sales to calculate cost of sales. Sales without VAT, okay? Sales without VAT. Sales without VAT. Sales without VAT. Alright? And then, now, we are done with that. Now, let's narrate. To narrate, you are going to say, sold inventory for cash. Okay? When you narrate there. Narration will be sold inventory or sold goods for cash. Done. We are done. Let's go to the next transaction right there. Is there any question so far? Do you guys follow? Do you guys understand? Let's go to the next transaction. Now we don't account for VAT on inventory because we already accounted it up there. That is why we even used the sales without VAT. We used the sales without VAT. Remember, we used the sales without VAT. Okay? So that is why we cannot account for inventory, VAT on inventory. When it's a sales transaction like this, remember, we only account for VAT on inventory when we purchase it, when we buy it. Now we are selling, so we cannot account it twice. Because we account the moment we went to our suppliers and buy, there was VAT input charged on us, so we cannot account for that when we sell. I don't know if you get my point. When the markup is on cost, the formula will be the same, but we are going to have cost price as 100% and then 10% and then 110 sales. Yeah, I see Masana is trying to explain to you there. Bradley, I don't know if you understand. If you don't understand, just say I don't understand. We will try to explain again. Alright, and those who are joining us for the very, very first time, if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe, okay? Please do subscribe. We are still here tomorrow We are still here whenever you need us. Okay, so let's go to the next transaction. The next transaction, they say returned equipment to Good Luck Warehouse and received a credit note. So when you return goods now and you bought on credit, it means the creditors control will decrease. So this transaction number 17 is a vice versa of a certain transaction here. Let me see. Let's go to transaction number 17. Transaction number 17. Are you there? You see, they say you returned equipment that you bought from Good Luck Warehouse and received a credit note for 400, right? Let's go to the answer sheet. If you check to the answer sheet, this is a reversal transaction, right? Purchases returns transaction, and it goes with transaction number 12. So we are going to reverse this transaction number 12. So we're going, this time when we go to transaction number 17, we are going to credit creditors control. We are going to debit, we are going to debit creditors control, and then we credit equipment and VAT control. That's a vice versa of transaction number 12. So when we record here, we're just going to say transaction number 17, and then we debit creditors control. We debit creditors control, and then we go and credit equipment. There's a decrease now in equipment, and then VAT control. VAT control, okay? And then narration. I'm gonna do it narration quickly so that we can just calculate after, because calculation actually is there. We're not going to calculate anything. Returned equipment to the supplier or to the creditor. That's the narration. Returned equipment to the creditor. Okay, and then remember it was 400. All right, and then what else? We're just gonna copy everything that is in transaction number 12, 3, 4, 8 and 52. 3, 4, 8, and then we go there, we say 52. Then we are done. That's transaction number 17. So you must be careful in the exam when they give you transactions like this, that you know, this one is a reversal of that one. Let me credit what I debited before and debit what I credited before. Done. I don't know if you follow. Let's go to the next transaction. Guys, markup. No. Let's go to markup again before we proceed. I'm going down there. Our cost price is 90. Our selling price is 100. I don't know. Can you see my answer sheet, people? I want you to answer this question of markup and get done with it now. Let's attend to it now. So now, because I see the question saying no, it's not supposed to be like that, because the markup is on selling. If the markup is on cost, it will be like that, Masana. But when the markup is on selling price, it's a different story. It's supposed to be the way I'm telling you now. Are you with me? And then Melobuhle says to say, why is SP 90? No, SP is not 90, it's 100. Check there. I displayed it there. I don't know if you follow. Can I get response from these people that I'm trying to answer so that we can proceed? I don't want to teach people and then they're not understanding and then I'm not sure and then I just proceed. It's wrong. So I want you to understand first before I proceed. Can we clarify this matter of markup first? And please, those who are joining us for the first time, don't forget to subscribe there and like this video as well. Can I clarify that ish? Masana, are you fine now? Do you understand? Because remember, we need to go back to markup just a bit. Neluguhle and Masana, are you fine? Do you follow? Are you still here? I just want you guys to understand this markup issue so that we can proceed to question 18. I'm waiting for you. I don't want to move from this until you guys comment and tell us if you are fine. Hello? Neluguhle? Okay. Masana says, I understand. Meluguhle, where are you? Are you still here? Do you understand? I'll be waiting. Oh, alright. She says yes. Okay, fine. Let's proceed right there to number 18. Now we are fine. People are cleared. Number 18. Let's see. Transaction 18. So transaction 18 there. They say to you, credit sales to K King 650. Now, it's the same. You see now, credit sales and cash sales are the same. The only thing that you are going to do, you are going to remove bank and put debtors control. I don't know if you understand. So, we sold goods on credit 650. Okay? So, we're going to look at transaction number 16 there. How we recorded it. So, you see, the way you've recorded transaction number 16, you are going to record transaction number 18. But remember, because you sold on credit, on where there is bank, you put the debtors control now. If you guys don't get this one now, I don't know. Because it's the same thing. You're going to say debtors control there. Then you're going to credit sales. And then you're going to credit VAT control. And then you're going to, other things remain the same. Remember, cost of sales. And then you credit trading inventory, or you can just say inventory, no problem. So look at, and then we're gonna say narration is gonna be sold goods on credit. So just look at transaction number 16 and transaction number 4 and tell me what is the difference. The difference is only what? Debtors and bank. But everything is the same. Why? Because we are selling. We sold for cash, transaction number 16. Transaction number 18, we sell on credit. So it's the same. So whatsoever you did in transaction number 16, do it in transaction number 18. Let's see quickly. So your debtors control is going to be 650. All right? There's no different, right? So when we record there, debtors control 650, and then sales, you open bracket 650, you multiply by 100 divided by 115. Okay, and then how much is your sales there? And then VAT as well, you open bracket 650, you multiply by 15, you divide by 115. Can you give me answers for those two quickly? Sales, how much is your sales there? Without VAT. Sales without VAT. Sales without VAT. So your sales is 565. 565. 565. Okay, and then your VAT is how much there? VAT. Your VAT is how much there? 85. Okay, 85. Alright, and then now remember we need to calculate what? Whatsoever you did remember in 16 you do in 18. So you're gonna be open brackets. You're gonna use what? Which sales? This one of 565. So it's gonna be 565. You multiply by 90. You divide by 100. How much is your cost of sales right there? How much is your cost of sales right there? Quickly. Waiting for the answer on the chart there. How much is your cost of sales? Cost of sales and inventory is, someone says they get 508. Others, how much are you getting? Guys, the issue of rounding off, I see you guys have issues with that. So the answer is 509. You must round up. 509. Alright? The answer is 509. The issue of rounding off to the nearest rent is a problem that we need to address. And then we are done. We have narrated as well, and then we have recorded everything correctly. Then we can go to transaction number 19. This issue of rounding off is a problem. Those who are watching us for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe, like the video as well. And then transaction number 19. Is it? Let's go to the question there. Let's see which one is which. Transaction number 19, they say you issued a credit note for goods returned. So when you issue a credit note, meaning the customer is returning the goods to you. The customer is returning the goods to you. So how do you record this transaction? This transaction of number 19 is a vice versa of transaction number 18. Vice versa of transaction number 18. Alright? So when you record you are just going to debit. So accounts affected on this transaction is 4, right? I'm just gonna indicate to you on the answer sheet first. It's a sales returns transaction. Sales returns transaction. That's transaction number 19. So you're going to debit debtors allowances. Debtors allowances is the same as your sales returns. So debtors or debtors allowances. Okay, and then agree your sales was going with VAT control. Even debtors allowances will go with VAT control. All right, and then what else? Debtors control. Okay, debtors control. Okay, and then remember it's a vice versa of transaction number 18. Therefore, whatsoever you debited, you credit this side. So it's going to be credit debiting inventory or trading inventory. And then you're gonna credit cost of sales. Alright, so narration will be what? Because it's a sales returns transaction. Alright, what is the narration there? Goods returned by a debtor. Goods returned by a debtor. Maybe we don't know whether it's due to faulty or whatsoever, but goods were returned here. That's how we record the transaction. Okay, and then remember debtors allowances is going to be your sales. This time your sales is how much there? 565, because it's the same thing. And then your VAT is 85, and then your debtors is 650, and then your inventory is 509, and then your cost of sales as well 509. Then we are done, because the amount of transaction number 18 and 19 are the same, and it's a vice versa of one another. I don't know if you understand. Is there any question on these transactions? Hello? And then we are left with transaction number 20. Transaction number 20 there. Let's see. Transaction number 20. Transaction number 20, they are saying received a credit note for goods returned. So here is you returning the goods to the supplier. When you return the goods to the supplier, 2 accounts affected for 800. So 2 accounts affected when you receive a credit note. As you as a business returning the goods to the supplier, you're gonna credit your trading inventory, you debit your creditors, and then the VAT control. Okay, so now you are going to the answer sheet there. You debit creditors control. Creditors control, and then you credit trading inventory. Right, and then you credit again VAT control. All right, and then you returned inventory for how much there? For 800, you remember, for 800, and then you go there and say your creditors will be 800, and then your inventory will be without VAT. So you're gonna be it's gonna be 800 multiplied by 100 divided by 115. Go and kill this exam, especially this one, general is coming, is there. Alright, and then how much is your trading inventory, and then VAT control. That will be done for this question. 800 multiplied by 15 divided by 115. So how much then? How much is your trading inventory, and how much is your VAT control? As I'm waiting for the answer on the charts. So the inventory is 696. And then how much is your VAT? Give me the VAT as well. 696, and then the VAT there. So I will narrate the goods returned to the supplier or to the creditor. Alright, then we are done. So how much is your VAT control? Quickly right there. $104. $104. Then we are done with this question. So we are disturbed by some network issues. So I don't know. Do we proceed? Do we rest? What do we do? Do we rest and proceed after some certain minutes for a break, or will proceed from tomorrow? I'm here. I'm waiting for your response so that I know what to do from now. Can we proceed to the next question? Is going to be our control accounts or debtors and creditors reconciliation. So I don't know, what do we do there? Do we proceed? Do we continue tomorrow, or what? I'm waiting for everyone's response. This one, it must be everyone commenting, because it's up to everyone. So can I get a response from everyone? Do we take a break and come back? Maybe we'll sleep around 1 or 2, or what? I'm waiting for your response now. Do we proceed? Do we pause and take break or what? Tomorrow morning I'm only available late for this kind of session, so it means tomorrow we'll proceed late. I'll start the session early. We'll start at 6 tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow we'll start early at 6. I believe everyone will be fine. Okay? Because I see majority says we are sleeping and tomorrow. So let's rest. And then tomorrow we'll start early. And we'll make sure these network issues do not come again. We will have backup. And then yeah. And then okay. Harry, you are not sleeping at 1, others don't mind. So let's continue from tomorrow. You can, in the meantime, you can prepare the questions that I've given you. And then tomorrow 6 p.m. we are starting. Alright? We are starting. And we'll take it from there. And I really appreciate for your participation. Let's do so tomorrow. And then we are preparing for Friday. And we are going to make it. I'm telling you. So I'm going to add more questions, because if we're starting at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, if we can take it from there, we'll have breaks obviously until 12. We'll be done with a lot of things, because I'll add current accounts for partnership. I'll add cash flow. I'll add cash flow. Alright, I'll also add cash flow. So I'm sorry for those that want to proceed. Even me, I'm exhausted now, because I was frustrated with this network thing, so it just exhausted my mind. So I ask that we proceed from tomorrow. Yes, Kimberly, I won't be late tomorrow. I will be on time, because I'm gonna make sure that before I sleep now, I put other questions like cash flow in order. I'm going to add cash flow. Maybe I'll add PPE if possible, but definitely cash flow I'm adding on these questions. So we're going to do cash flow, control accounts, and profit or loss for sole trader. And then we'll see what to add. I'll send you the question. Yeah, I'll send questions, and then we'll tomorrow we are just moving. We must be fast. Alright, so I'm gonna check which cash flow question can I put on the preparation for the upcoming examination. Alright, lovely. Please, those who are joining us for the first time, before I leave, subscribe, like, and we'll meet tomorrow. And thank you very much for connecting, and salute. We're done.